Okay, we're getting back on our tranny here. It's our 65, 66 case. I forget which one this is. I think it's 66. They're all the same. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out the case bushings that go in here for the counter shaft to go in these two holes. So these are two that came out, which are obviously pretty well used up. And also the high gear case race here is bad. You can see all the chatter marks in there. The wear marks and the rollers are in there. It's relatively decent on this other side here. But when you get over here, it starts picking up the chatter marks. Now we can attempt to hone these out, but we only got 1 thou to work with on bearings. And I don't think that's going to come out in 1 thou. I've already honed that a little bit initially just to see how bad it was. Not likely it's going to clean up. So that leaves us, we got to put new case races. So we got a V-twin, we got an Eastern. Those are probably the same thing. And I had a Jim. There it is. Here's the Jim's version. So I probably want to put the Jim's one in there. So here's the old Speedo drive, which is junk. That's why we got a new one to go with it. That goes in the junk box. I'm trying to figure out these case races. Basically, they have different ODs for going in the case, and they have different IDs for different year counter shafts. So I forget which size they're which, so that's what I got to figure out. So this is the earlier counter shaft. The other one is bigger, I think. So I bought a pair of them special here, a pair of standards, and I think these are going to be oversized, so I'm going to be screwed, but we'll find out. And I had these other ones I had in stock. I got a bunch of these here, which were custom transmission jobs, but they don't tell you exactly which one they are, so I got to double check my sizes. So that's where we're at for now. So let's go ahead and put this up here on the tripod. You know I love these things. So let's see where that comes in at. Okay, so I'm going to have an attempt to figure out what we got here. Alright, so first thing we got to do is we measure the OD what came out. And that's 1 1/8 inches. There's 124, 125, 1.124. Okay, here's a brand new one here, and this is 121. So right off the bat, that's too loose. And it's here going in the hole. So it goes in about halfway just by my fingers. So obviously that's not going to work. So we're going to say that's either undersized or standard. And you put over here on the shaft, you see what size is on the shaft, and you see that's a pretty tight fit, so that's the correct shaft. So this is the correct bushing, but not for this case. So 33 are early. So these are 36 through 76 standard. This left-handed side. Alright, so we're going to mark that down. Hopefully that's what that identifies as. Okay, here's another one. Measure the OD first thing. 120. Definitely smaller. And that does not fit on this shaft. It won't go on it. So the later shaft is smaller diameter than the early shaft. And it looks like the OD is a little bit smaller too. Yeah, about the same. Looks like the OD is about the same. They should be different, but it's not working out that way. So this is late 76 through 86. It's the right hand side. And standard with a question mark. So that's what this one is. Got the other one. 33. Double check this one. 22. Same size. Yep. Okay, so this double checks. The bags weren't mixed up. Definitely an early one. Okay, so now we're going to check out this other number we got. I probably got 50 of each one of these damn things, so. Yep, it's already open. So figure out what they fit. Okay, OD is 22, so that all seems to be about the same size. And shaft does not fit in that, so it's definitely the later one again, which is what it says it is on the package, so we just verified that. This is late 76 through 86, left hand side, we'll go with standard question mark. Okay, now we got an old CCI one here. I don't know what the hell this thing's going to be. Whatever it is, it's been here for a while. That's from Bender Cycles, who made it. U.S. company. Okay. Alright, we got a big one, 28. That's good. See if it fits. It does not fit. 755. So these are 5,000s, under oversized, 3/4. So I'd have to bore this out in a lathe to make it fit. Assuming I have something else that fits. So this is either an oversized, which I'm guessing is probably an oversized 5 over, because that's about what it works out being. So this is 76 again. Late 76 through 86, plus 0.005. That's right hand. Alright, so that's what that one is. This one here is marked standard. See what it is. And a phone call. Hello. All right, help you with. Yes. In a couple days, 3 days. Okay. All right. Yep. As far as I know, we'll be free. Okay, that'll work. Not a problem. Okay. Bye. All right. This one here is 125. It's in between those two sizes. And it doesn't fit either. It says that's standard. So I got undersized and oversized and in the middle. So who knows? It is 76 and later, which is checking out. So there's 2 of them that I can make, and it happens to be both sides. So far we can make stuff. Okay, now we got the ones I just bought. These are Eastern, because I knew I had a bunch of mixed up stuff. I didn't know what it was. So now I'm going to find out what these are. And if we're lucky, they're going to come in at 125. They're supposed to be early, because that's what I ordered. Of course, we never know what we're going to get. It's always a surprise. Okay, and they're coming in undersized a little bit. Yeah, they're out around a little. And they're averaging 25, 26, so that probably would work. And hey, it fits the shaft. Look at that. Pretty loose on the shaft though. Hear the noise. Typical Eastern. Not very precision. They always err on the sides of being too big so that it won't, you can actually bolt it together. It's like being broken in already when you put it in new. Okay, this one's the same size, around 25/6. And it fits. This one's a better fit. Not rattling like the other one is. Okay, so it appears we have a winner. So it looks like the case is standard. Looks like these other things are undersized, which means they're going to be really fun to sell. Alright, so now we got some idea what we're doing. Now we can go ahead and get it done. It always takes a while to figure this out. So I'll go ahead and put these things back together. We're not using these. Mark the packages so at least I know kind of what I got. And we got kind of an idea what standard size is, 1 1/8. That's what these are not. So that's always fun when you got weird stuff you can't do much with. Okay, so all those get out of the way. Alright, so we got our good ones. So these are the junk ones that are all worn out. And these are the keepers. Okay, now we're going to move on to our case race. That's held in with a snap ring down inside of here. So we have to try to get the snap ring out. So usually I pull the lip out a little bit. And then you try to get your fingernail under it or another screwdriver or something to get it to come up a little bit. There's 2 layers and you only want the 1 layer to come out. There we go. Alright, so once you get it to start wrapping around here, see it's right there on top of my thumb. So once you get it to wrap around, you can just pull it around with your fingers easily. If it's tight, you can use a screwdriver in there. And then we just kind of unwrap it. Hard to show this stuff on the inside of the case. This one's on there pretty tight for some reason on the back side. Almost like it wants to bend the clip to get it out of there, which is not how they're supposed to be. I don't want to damage a clip because I want to reuse it, snap ring. I don't like the newer style ones. This one's in so tight, I think it's going to destroy it getting it out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. I'm going to hit it with a punch on the side here a little bit and see if it'll move down. It might be up too high or something, I'm not sure. Pretty hard hit. And that made the clip just come right off. There, so it just rolls right off then. I didn't bend it. If I kept forcing it, it would have bent it. So we clean it up to make sure it's clean, so we can reuse it. Like I said, these are the ones that wrap around like this. The other ones are just a straight single clip, which I don't like as much. They're a lot harder to get in and out. And you don't have much access to get into these things, so it makes it harder. Okay, so now we're going to push this one out. And then I think I'll try this Gems one, 37. This should be a standard. So we'll go with that one. And hopefully the case is all standard so everything fits together like it's supposed to. Everything's double bagged. Well lubed. So Jim's has a lot better machining than the other stuff. They just don't like, nobody likes giving you any material at home though to make the case race around. That's always fun to figure out. Okay. Before I pull it out, I'm going to go ahead and put my indicator on. Some kind of idea where I'm at right now. So right now, the tripod doesn't work very well. It doesn't move at all. You can either drop the camera or move the tripod, not both. Let's get this thing so I can move it. Damn it. There, I use the right thing, that helps. There we go. Enough tension on it will stay put, but still be able to move. Okay, so we're going to watch the dial, see where it comes in at. So you can see right now it's up here, it's around 13/10. This one's about 11. That's pretty damn nice. Too bad this thing's bad. It's a nice round race. I like that. Okay, now we take the new one and see what we're going to have for a size. Looks like we're 2 on the dial. So about 2 or 3/10 there. Oop. See, I keep the bore gauge in the center. Alright, so it looks like we're 2 or 3/10 over 0. So this is 1 thou smaller than what was already in there. And this side is probably oversized because it was used and I honed it a little bit. That's what I mean by they don't give you anything to work with. It's 1 thou different right now. How are you supposed to fit that to anything? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and measure this, or push this out, so we can get our pressing tools and press it out. Maybe. Okay, so we got a pushing block. We're going to push on the inside of this lip, like that. This one here is about the same OD, so it's really close. And then if we're pushing it back in, it works good. You can just push it right on this and push it straight in, no problem. So we got those two. Now we got to find something to push these two in with. Okay, let's see how this works. So I got a long punch. The driver will fit in a small hole, but it kind of digs into the bottom of the chamfer down inside this hole, so it might stick in there. And then this one here's the big one, and this thing can go right through it. So we'll put the big bushing in first, and then we can drive through it to put the small one in, like that. Because in the case it goes opposite direction of each other. If you put this one in first, then you can't put the tool through it. You have to turn the tool down to go through that little 3/8 hole. So that's why I don't do that. Actually, it's probably not 3/8, that's probably like 7/16. Alright, so that's how you do that. And we'll tap these in with a little small hammer. And probably put a little bit of Loctite on for lubricant, just to make sure they go in nicely. Okay, so that's how that's going to get done. And so I don't want to beat on my table right on top of the bench. So I get a piece of wood. That way the studs don't dig into my steel top. Screw it all up. Okay, now the left side has the big hole, which is this one. The right side is the one that has a nut that holds on the inside of the tranny. Okay, I'm going to lubricate it with, I think, red Loctite. Sleeve retainer is pretty severe, and it's really hard to get things all the way in when using that. It starts biting really hard, which means it's sticking and doesn't want to go any further. Now, Loctite will also seal up a little bit of void between the two parts, between the bush and the case race. Help stop leakage also. Okay, so let's put that one in there. See how this goes in. Going in sideways. Yep. Square it up a little bit. Trying to make it go in square. It did not want to go in square. To make it go in square, you hit on the one side to get it to start. Try to force it to go in square. Going a little bit straighter, but still protesting. You can try pressing it in two, and it's a toss up on which one of those two is better. There's a different thing there, and that'll work. It doesn't appear to want to be going in very straight. Nope. It's fighting me. Same problem I had with the other one. I'm using the press. That's why I'm using a hammer this time. Get a little bit more control over where I'm putting my pressure with a hammer. So you hit on the high spot, and that should center it. This Loctite's biting in already, I'm sure. Yeah, for an easy job, this sure is getting to be a pain in the butt. So this does not appear to be working all that favorable. It just doesn't want to go in dead straight. It's getting close. It's fighting me all the way. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the press. I'm gonna press on the machined edges here. Use the same tool. See if I get a better feel for what's going on. Beating on it doesn't seem to be the answer right now, so we'll try something else. If the bushings going sideways, they just tear up your case, so trying to avoid problems like that. You can see how it's a little bit uneven, but it's pretty close, but it's just fighting me left and right. So we got our blocks here. It goes across. We might even have to drop the press a little bit here. Okay, put this over here. See what's going on there a little bit. Let's see what we got to work with. This isn't looking that good either, I don't think, but we'll try it. Okay, do that a little bit. Yeah, that didn't work very well. Alright. So now you can see what I got going on here. So we're pushing that. Using a punch. We're on the side of this because I can't get the ram where I need to be, so I have to get the ram where it clears. Doesn't hit anything in the case. I'm going to go up here, put a little pressure on it, and see if that goes down evenly. No. And that is not going to go in that way. I'm putting too much pressure on the case, it doesn't want to go. There's nothing flat on this side to push against, so that's the problem. So the Loctite's probably not helped me any. So once again, we're failing on trying to get this job done. Okay, so we're going to go back to beating on it because I got more control by beating than I do on the pressure side. So whatever doesn't work, keep trying stuff until you get something that does work. So if it doesn't start going in here, I'm going to pull it back out and start over. I can probably put something here. Let's see what we got to push against. You get a lot of bounce in the case right now on the outside edges here, but this is pretty close to that. It's probably okay. The sudden shock of the hammer is what makes the race go down. definitely hitting it pretty damn hard and ain't going. It appears to be cocking again. It's cocking in the opposite direction. So I'm done screwing with this. I'm going to knock it back out because I am totally dissatisfied with what's going on right now. There we go. Alright, so I got that back out. You can see where it's kind of screwing the hole up a little bit. That's what happens every time it cocks. It digs in, starts pulling up a little bit of aluminum on the sides, and it gets worse. So first it cocked on this side, then it flipped over to this side over here. It just did not want to go in straight. And there's too much of a press fit on it, so that's not helping either. It's going in way too tight. I don't know if that's the Loctite doing it, which I don't think it is, or it's the press fit's too big. So, need to figure out what's going on with this here. Way too close. We'll put you back up here. Okay, this is the old one that we took out. Actually, that's not the old one. This is the one that came out of it. Okay, this one's down there about 22, 23. And this one here was up there at 25, 26. There's 23, 24. Alright, so there's 25 on the... See, it's really tight on this side, and you drop it down in there and it gets smaller. So, inside small, outside big. That's the worst way it can be because it plows all the metal on the outside, and once it gets in a little bit, it gets loose. So it's actually ass backwards. If it tapered the other way, it'd been alright, but that way, this way is hard to do anything. That's why it's jamming in there so much. It doesn't want to go in. Okay, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do here to try to get this thing to go in square. If it goes in cocked way, it just tears metal. That's all it does. So I'm trying to avoid that. Said Harley does not machine their cases flat anywhere here, so makes it hard to figure out where to do it at. Put too much pressure on the case, you just break it. So I gotta be careful about. Let's see here. Put something here to push directly on the hole. Be a little bit easier on the case. Let's see, I got a piece of metal I can use for that. Okay, I got a block of aluminum. It'll push right directly on that. It's not flat. At least it's a start. Get rid of the wood. Something to keep the case flat so it doesn't keep fighting the thing. Need something to take this in my hand for that. Okay, we'll try a piece of metal here, see if that works good for that. Okay, that works out pretty close. Okay, so now we've got something kind of beat on. Alright, here's our part we need again. So I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. It'd be nice if it went in there straight all the way down like it should, but It completely does not want to do that. Try it this way. Looks pretty straight right now. Give it one good wrap, see if it self-centers. Look at it and you go, hell no, it didn't center, it's way the hell off. It's back like it was junk. Went in deeper, but it's following the trail it already had in there. So I got to hit it on the back side to get it to go more square. So if this bushing was made right, it would self-center as it went in, it wouldn't have been a problem. But when they're fat on the outside edge, they never work right. They always fight you. Okay, I'm just going back and forth now, which way is tight. You know, it's cocking each time you hit it. Each time you go on it, cocks some other direction. It's going in sideways still. Yep. It does not want to center up. I'm going to hit it really hard out to the one side now. Trying to cock it back to square. And looks like it got a little bit square. Still high on the backside though. It's plowing metal in the corner, you can see it. Doesn't want to stop. Come back and cock it, put it back. And the whole race just comes up equally. It's not, doesn't want to center. Fighting me every step of the way. So try again on the one side, try to make it go square. It looks a little better that time. Looks starting to look pretty even. Hit it again, see if it trues itself up and goes down this time. Hit more toward the center, but still off to the one side a little bit. Actually dropped in a little bit that time. That's a good sign when it starts to move. That means it's not caulking as much. So now it's just a press fit. See how it looks like it's pretty straight now? Still looks like it's pulling a little bit of a chip in there though, but at least it's going down. Drop some more. Another hit. One more hit. Just keep dropping it in there, so it's going down. Pretty good press fit. It's going down, looks pretty even now. You can see how it's still pulling just a little bit of a chip right on this one edge though, but looks like it's just going to do that all the way down. It looks like it's going in square though. So not much you can do about these, they are what they are. it's hitting the bottom of the case now. It looks like it's all the way down, but we'll give it another wrap just to make sure. When it makes that more sharp noise, that means it's bottomed out. See that hard noise? That's called bottomed out. Do it one more time just to make sure. Okay. It's all the way down now. It's in there flat. You look around over here, see how much of a chip you got. Looks like there's just a little bit of a chip on that outside edge there. So it's in there. It's definitely not loose. So definitely I didn't like the way that one went in. So the bushing was made wrong. But if I cut the bushing down, it might have been too loose. I only had one bushing, so I only got much to play with. Okay, now this one here we can put in a press. It'll push in straight across here. Whoop, because this is a flat surface you can come across. So it should go in straight. Hopefully, but I'll try beating on it too. Let's try knocking it in, see if it goes in square or not. Okay, this one here is same big size on top. Yeah, these are made identical. Wrong. It's 23 on the inside and 26 on the outside. 3 thou difference. Yeah. Precision. So if it was made the other way, it'd been nice. But being made this way, pretty well just sucks. Okay, let's see what size this one is that came out. See, this one has 26 on the outside also. And the inside is still, this one's 26 straight across, so I don't want to cut it down, we won't have any tight fit. So I'm stuck with having to go in with what we got. We'll put this on the wood. Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing to go in straight. First shot, hopefully. All right. It's straight side to side, but I think it's high on the back side. It's tapping in, but I think it's cocking. So I'm going to push it more on the back side of the bush. You don't have a good line of sight on that, so it's hard to tell. Ah, you bastard. That's called a miss. That's not what you want to do to your case. Especially on videotape, you got evidence you did it. And it's still cocking a little bit. You could use a bigger hammer, but it puts more stress on the parts and you might do more damage. It's starting to go in there. Can't tell if it's high in the back or not. It looks about the same. Can't tell if it's pulling a chip on that side or not. It looks like it might be. Which means it's high in the back. Yep. Definitely hard to tell what you're doing. I'm going to go try the press on this one. Didn't work on the other one. Let's see if it works on this one. The pressure's too high though, I'm not going to do it. There's only a certain amount of pressure I want to put on these things. So. Good for your view, but I can't see nothing, so reverse this around so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, that doesn't work. Around a little bit. Go. Okay, we're not hitting on anything important. Alright, let's see what happens here. Jeez, that's tight. Back in there. I'll go back to hitting on it. Of course the phone's bothering me. Oh, I'm busy. I ain't answering it. Stupid phone always comes in when you're busy. Alright. Go back to beating on it. Looks like it squared itself up. I'm putting a lot of pressure on it with the press. I don't want to be hitting on it much, so I'm going to use the beating because a sudden shock moves things in better, I think. There it goes. It's moving down. Moving. Yeah, the camera fell. And we're bottoming out. One more time just to make sure. Alright. Okay, so that's in there all the way now. Flip it over, see how much metal we tore. So you see a little bit of metal right there torn. That's where it was cocked. So not a damn thing I can do about it. Stupid bushings aren't made right. Even though it's the same size it came out, it went in there really, really hard. And plowing metal like that's not good either, but as you can tell, there ain't much I can do about it. I tried the best I could to get it to do what I needed to do. I didn't have any other bushings to play with, so we'd do what we got to do. I'd have to custom make every damn bush in the world if I had to make it right. So you're at the limitations of your aftermarket parts, which are junk. Doesn't matter who made them either. That's American made Eastern crap. If it's made wrong, it's made wrong. Okay, now if the counter shaft goes in there good, we're good. And it goes in there about that far and stopped, which is not good. So that means we're binding a little bit. We're supposed to be able to see it. So something's not right because it's binding a little bit. It's supposed to turn freely, which it is not. Looks like it's hitting on the inside of in here. I don't know if you can see it or not. It looks like there's a gap around the thread and it's tight on this side, which is the opposite of what the bushing would be. If the bushing was cocked, it would have been tight on that side. But anyway, just the stuff is not correct. These damn parts just are not made right. Makes it hard to put your trannys together and stuff doesn't fit. There's nothing I can do about it because it's already in. All I can do is check to make sure it's all the way down on the one side. If it's not down on the one side, it'd be off. So I gotta get a feeler gauge and check that. So it's a 1.5 feeler gauge, so it's real flexible. So you stick it in here, see if it goes underneath the bushing. If it goes under the bushing is not all the way down. So this side's good, that side's good. Try to get it where you can see a little bit, but it's not going down. It's not going on the back side in there. The direction's cocked. Appears to be in square. Check this other side while we're at it, just to make sure it's in. So it seems to be in all the way. So. Alright, well, we got issues, but it does go in. It just goes in tight. It doesn't rotate, so it doesn't really matter if it goes in tight. It just would be nice if things are made right and going straight. Oh well, that's what we got to deal with. What is known as crap. Okay, I'm going to take my capillary action Loctite. Yeah, sticks really good to itself. I'm going to put some of that on the outside of my bushings here. If there's any kind of a void, this will suck in and seal it. You want to see that bubble going all the way around there. If all of a sudden it drops in, that means there's a big void in the bushing. So see how going all the way around the full circle there? That's a good sign. So that's sealing up that side. And this side here, we're going to do the same thing. So the capillary Loctite will suck around the whole thing. So you want to see it going all the way around. That's what you're looking to see. If it looks wet all around the whole diameter, then you know it went all the way around. Alright, we're going to let this sit up for a few minutes, let it lock up, and then we'll come back. We'll move on.